Welcome back, everyone, to 3 Action Game Night. I'm Mark Seifter.
I'm Logan Bonner.
And our big victim of the night.
I am Jason Bullman, game master for this circus,
That's right.
I guess. Yeah. Is it a circus?
Don't give him any clues.
Okay. Chat, remember, anything you tell him is going to actually inform him, which is not what we want.
So
Yeah,
tell him random things about the
if you
characters if you tell him anything. Don't tell...
Yeah.
I can see the chat, so
Yes,
it's
you
right
can
in
see
front
it,
of me,
yeah.
so be careful, everybody.
You can use anything you know about their characters to inform your decisions, but we recommend not telling you, Jason, anything you don't want to know.
Everyone's playing human
fake
fighters.
stuff about their
Great.
characters. Say that they're all sharks and octopi or octopodes or whatever.
All right.
We're gonna do some more straw polls. If you were here for some of the previous ones, you've seen what that looks like. The poll will go up in chat. You're gonna send in a number with your vote, and that's gonna count toward the total. And we're gonna go with whichever gets the most votes. We're gonna do the polls in pretty quick succession so that we can get these basic staples down, and then we can have you add some details to those. So, Peyton, if we can get the first straw poll.
So
this is about the plot of the adventure.
what's the main plot of the adventure? Why is there an adventure?
So does it revolve around an item of power?
So-
Has there been a kidnapping? Maybe there's
Yeah,
an infestation?
If you're only here to torment Jason and you haven't voted yet, just type the number. If this is your first poll, type the number and just send that, and that's how you vote.
Oh.
This is going to be kind of the inciting action of the...
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not going to be an item of power at this rate.
Yeah, that's true. No one out of 66 people picked that. Dark Ritual is vastly ahead. We've tended to give them 2 minutes, but if it really shakes out, since we have a number of polls this time, we're going to call it.
So the goal here is to give me enough information to build a story, right? I mean, it's not just to torment me, right?
Right, and we're doing this...
it's both.
Yeah, we're doing this in kind of order...
it's both.
We're doing this in order of magnitude, so we're starting with the overall plot.
All right.
And then we're going to get into things that are a little more
We're actually
detailed.
trying to do it in a useful order where it's top down.
So this is what I started out with, everybody. This is all I got. I got a blank piece of paper that I wrote 3 Action Game Night on. That's
date.
it.
All right.
Yeah, and well, there's a date and a little bit in here for later, but this isn't story related.
So
this is all I got.
At this point in time...
I will feel your benevolence. I am sure of it.
Even if all 130 of the remaining voters were to vote for the same thing, it would be very hard for it not to be a dark ritual.
So I think we're going to call it for Dark Ritual. So the plot in play is a Dark Ritual.
That's the overall plot.
And we're going to roll straight on into the next straw poll.
Yeah, we'll talk about what kind of ritual later once we've worked everything else out.
Because all the other details are kind of inform that. So we're going to go straight into the location for this adventure with the next part.
What's the main location?
And this adventure is going to be kind of theater of the mind. We're not using a map just to make it a little easier on Jason to do those details.
Well, pulling minis in 5 minutes is not going to be doable.
So it could be on the astral plane. It could take place in a crystalline cavern, a desert ruin, a fey forest, a gothic castle, a noble estate, or an underwater realm.
So where is this dark ritual? And we promised Jason that there would be no specific locations on Golarion. The astral plane is not on Golarion. It's not specific.
Oh, I'm glad that you rules lawyered it on me. Great.
We had already picked it before you came in.
Yeah.
I decided not to put the Paizo office on the list because we knew he didn't want it to be too silly. So
we also had the planet Castrovel, which we took off the list.
Oh, not on Golarion. Yeah, I see what you did.
We took off the list to be nice.
And keep in mind that underwater realm doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to drown.
Well,
it could, as long as it's underwater in a dome, you're fine.
The upside is the 2 hours that we have to run this will be over in a snap. We'll have plenty of time left when I'm like, well, the adventure's at the bottom of the sea. Your first level.
Yeah, you can't get there.
Good luck.
They're gonna wish they are sharks and octopuses at this rate. All right.
I think we're gonna call it for underwater realm. So it's a dark ritual in an underwater realm.
Oh boy. Great.
So that's the location, the general location.
But there's going to be a twist on this location.
A twist on this location.
Oh, but it's a twist.
So
Here's the twist.
Are there constant storms? Is it haunted? Are there illusions everywhere? Is it sacred to a deity? Is there seismic activity? Or is there wild magic?
Oh, you are all awful people.
Now, Jason's going to have a lot of leeway with these. None of these are really dialed in too tight. So, like, if you pick wild magic, that doesn't necessarily mean it's like, here's the D100 chart.
Come up with a system of wild magic. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
If you wind up picking a deity, though, we'll probably come back and let you decide which deity it is. For example,
whatever could it be?
Whatever could it be? Someone who slumbers beneath the sea.
All right, so this one's
is Jacob's voting in this somewhere.
He's voted 5 times.
It's bad enough already. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really tight right now.
So yeah,
we're gonna let this go to the full 2 minutes.
It's too tight. We've only had less than half the voters vote.
We'll let this one go to the full 2 minutes. Jason, what are some of your initial thoughts based on what you already have so far?
Well, so Dark Ritual in an underwater realm, I think the biggest challenge I have from a narrative sense is making that work for first level characters and finding a way for story-wise that to actually play out. Because obviously they don't have the tools themselves to visit an underwater realm, so there has to be an interesting way that they get pulled into it. And to be honest, I may have the answer sitting right in front of me, which is the Dark Ritual pulls them into an underwater realm. Right. I don't know where that'll go. It depends on what other pieces are giving me.
Sacred to a Deity took it, so we'll figure out what deity that is later on.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do, the next couple polls are about monsters.
Yep.
So Jason can add or switch things around as he sees fit, but we're going to do one monster group that's kind of common in this location. And we're going to do one additional monster that is going to
a big scary monster. But first we're doing the group.
For the group, it could be Drow, Duergar, Goblins, Gremlins, Kobolds, Orcs, Zulgath, also known as Troglodytes, or Zombies. Again, just a reminder, if you haven't voted any of these, just put the number in the chat, and that'll count as your vote.
So this is the main monster group that Jason's going to be using.
The poll results overall right now are pretty stinky. It's pretty Zulgath heavy, the voting. Yep. Jason, are there any of those that you're hoping to...
well, I mean, with it being underwater, like Zombies is easy to do just because they don't have to worry about breathing. But really, any of those could work. There's a few that I think would be weirder than others.
Yeah. There's nothing like on being like Sea Devils or
I mean,
or anything.
but like doing anything that's underground, right? An underground... right. The moment you get down to the bottom of the ocean, you're dealing with underground anyway. So
and Zulgath and Drow are the hardest in some ways because they don't have level 0 or -1s for you to throw at people that are in their family.
Yeah, well, considering the amount of time we have for tonight, throwing giant fights at them is not going to be high on my agenda anyway.
Encounters might not be,
that's fair enough. All right, I think Zulgath's got it.
All right, Zulgath.
So what's the big scary, unique? Not unique, but this big scary special monster that he has to throw into that mix with the Zulgath. Take a look at the next poll and decide.
All right.
Who's with the Zulgath?
Statue, a doppelganger running around, a Grothlut, which is kind of a flesh-warped creature, an ogre warrior, a river drake, a sea hag doing the dark ritual, or a white.
Yeah. Who's doing that dark ritual with those Zulgath?
I was wondering if we're going to end up with like desert and sea hag, but it looks like we've avoided that day. So
well, I appreciate that. Like I already know the sea hag's motivation. If that happens, it's to get out of the damn desert.
So you have the sea hag, which has like a horrific appearance ability, and you have the Zulgath, which smell bad.
Yep.
Because the sea
generally gross.
The sea hag has over 2/3, and with over half of the viewers have voted. So I think even though we haven't gone for very long, the sea hag has got it.
All right.
So the sea hag's the big bad or some kind of major opponent. What do we got next, Logan?
So the next one is a little trickier category because you don't want to just have a bunch of monsters. You want to have some NPCs. And we want to help Jason by giving him some guidance on what those NPCs might be like.
That's right.
Boy.
And we think chat is probably going to get a little more say. We're doing these in pretty general categories. But first,
we're going to come back later.
Yeah, we're going to do a friendly NPC first. So is there a defector?
That's a defector from the bad guys who wants to help them out.
Or do they have a guide helping them? Is there a mentor involved or maybe a merchant? So those are kind of the first ones.
And no French viewers. It's not someone who's mean for the last one. It is someone who sells things.
So, Jason, which of these NPCs do you think would give you the most interest for your GM mill?
Well, I think if I have to pick, based on the pieces that we have, a defector is probably the most entertaining, and it looks like that's what we're trending toward.
It also kind of fits your general style.
The merchant is also up there.
Well, it's always fun to interact with the bad guys in a way that isn't necessarily just murder based.
Yeah.
Right. And that can be really fun.
That makes sense. All right. Well, it was a little closer between Merchant and Defector, but Defector's been pulling up towards 50% as more votes have come in. And we have over half the chat now who's voted. But still the Merchant's there. Maybe give him a little bit more time.
And also keep in mind, everybody, that Jason doesn't know a whole lot about everybody's characters. So if he's bringing in like somebody's mentor, right, he doesn't know who's the mentee, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably need to play on the fly a little bit.
Yeah, then I would have to assign it. But yeah, looks like
it looks like Defector has it. Later votes that weren't Defector were not for Merchant. So, all right, so that is the friendly NPC. But do we also have an antagonistic NPC?
It's almost like it says friendly NPC in the poll name for a reason, because there is an enemy NPC who's also going to get involved in the mix. And I encourage chat, when Jason's running the adventure, if he forgets to actually bring one of these into play, give him hell, please.
Yeah.
Because that's his job.
All right.
So we've got an evil ex, like an evil ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, a frenemy, a thief, or a traitor.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, those are all fun.
I'm going to point out that while a lot of these categories were things that Logan and I came up with, Jason actually asked us to give him some NPCs. So he only has himself to blame for the ideas that we came up with on that end.
So, yeah, I should note that in the planning for this, once we decided, okay, this was the format, this was how it was going to work, these two jokers basically told me to close the door to my office so that they could plot and plan without me overhearing. So I really have no idea what to expect here. Boy, those are pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, man, pretty tight. I think we're going to let this one go to the full time.
Yeah,
and we're actually we actually have a pretty good amount of buffer on the end here after we're done with the polls, where we'll be able to kind of
fill in a few of the details.
Yeah, and get some thoughts from Jason on kind of what you want for those.
I feel like we absolutely need to know the deity from chat at the very least, but there's several places where the details are really going to help us out.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
So, all right.
All right. Those are pretty tight.
They're still tight. I think we need to let that go to full 2 minutes because it could be either way. But so Evil X has the advantage.
You could have had a nice simple thief who just went up and stole their stuff. And
Evil X!
Evil X.
Somebody's Evil X.
Oh, man. With this group, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
But Jason doesn't know much about the group, so he's going to
So entertainingly, I'm going to probably have to make that up on the fly during the session because I'm not going to know.
That's true.
We'll probably get some suggestions, and then maybe we'll get some personality traits for them, something like that.
All right.
And Jason will figure out the details on the
fly. So what's next after we got the NPCs?
This one is kind of the smallest one of these. Like this is an item that needs to be involved in the adventure. So it will either have almost no impact or a whole lot. So we've got a Boots of Speed with some quirks. Quirks are a system that we're putting in the GMG, so this will have a little bit of a preview of that.
I will tell you what the quirks are so that you can vote for it. It leaves this trail of slime, turns the person green, and encourages them when they fail checks. It's like, you can do it. It's okay. It's okay, buddy.
We have the
things like that.
We have the deck of many things and the obnoxious rock, which are artifacts.
No, those are literally the
an artifact and a cursed item that also appear in the GMG. The Rod of Wonder, which is in the core rulebook. The Sky Hammer, which is in the core rulebook, and then a Wand of the Negate Aroma spell.
Which somehow you guys picked Zul'Gath.
So that's a deck of many things, right?
Yeah, it's not a desk of many things.
No, it might be in a desk. Maybe that's a seed for your adventure.
As funny as a desk of many things would be, sorry about that.
I got news for you. If that wins, it might become a desk of many things.
And we actually had Jason Keeley bring in his tarot decks in case the desk of many things won.
Oh, good, you planned. All right.
So we have them to hand over to Jason if it wins.
And
which
Jason,
is
we were the
winning.
only ones who were allowed to plan.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yes. We had to plan.
It's fair. Yeah.
Peyton wouldn't have had any of these straw polls up here. We would have just let Peyton put it in. It would have all been like orc, dwarf, orc.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Eye of Robes isn't on here. All right.
No.
We didn't want to have to design it on short order.
But we do have all of the things that are on here available. All right. It looks like the desk of many things has got it. There you go.
There you go, Jason.
Oh, all right.
All right. Is that the last poll, or do we have one more?
That's the last.
That's the last poll. So we need to go in and fill in some of the details.
This hasn't been shuffled.
Shall we start with the deity that the undersea realm is sacred to? So in chat, just Put a name of a deity that you think this undersea realm is sacred
and
to.
it doesn't have to be one of the ones in the core rulebook. If there's another one you like, probably nobody like super obscure like some
Cthulhu,
super strange
Cthulhu, Desna, Cthulhu, Sanray, Shallan, Cthulhu, Razmir, Cthulhu, Zankadan, Cthulhu, Dagon, Bismara, Cthulhu has it. It's sacred to Cthulhu.
Any ideas for that dark ritual yet, Jason?
Yeah, I'm starting to get there. Does Cthulhu count as a deity in our world?
He does.
All right.
He even has a sacred weapon. It's a dagger. I'm really smart, and I knew that all on my own.
Yeah, congratulations. All right.
John Michael Vincent is also an option.
Oh.
Well, I'm tempted.
I think they're outvoted, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson wouldn't be bad either.
All right.
So we're letting Jason's perusing the deck of many things.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, he's able to take a look at it. So
if you're familiar with how it worked before, it's pretty similar. Some of the specific effects are a little different.
I think we've sort of figured out the dark ritual along the way enough that we don't have to have chat help us a little more with it. However,
help.
However, there's still a few elements of this that we might want to drill into. So, what about that beneficial? I don't know. I guess the defector is kind of pretty clear. Actually, chat. Just give the name of the player. Whose X is the antagonist? Is it Amanda's X? Is it going to be Luis's X? Is it going to be Eric's X, or is it going to be Cosmo's? Cosmo.
We're getting a lot of Cosmo.
It's Cosmo.
Amanda's in second, but it's Cosmo's taking it.
Let's do Cosmo.
We got Cosmo's X.
You've got Cosmo's X, Jason. Congratulations.
Yeah, I do. All right.
Okay.
What are some things you could use help with, Jason?
Yeah.
So,
where are you at?
Well, I don't want to give away.
Oh yeah,
plot,
you can't give away your secrets. But.
So I'm looking at all these things, and there's a couple pieces that are standing out to me. Obviously, I have a sea hag who's the basically the big bad here, and it's an underwater realm sacred to Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's automatically some synergy and plot in there. But how does that all play out, and why are all of these pieces together? That's kind of the thing that's interesting. And the part that's sticking out to me right now the most is the deck of many things, because it's such considering the level of the party, it throws everything into kind of a mess.
Yeah.
And
so are you thinking that's maybe a little more like a part of the storyline? Because we didn't say that Jason has to give them the item or anything like that.
No, but
he can use the item however he wants.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an item that is a part of this story. That plays into the overall narrative.
Chad is saying they were nicer to you than they thought.
I know. Look at you. Yeah, the desk of many things. Maybe it'll be a desk. I don't know. I'll decide that.
And someone in chat suggested the sea hag could be the X, but that does have fewer total characters, though.
Yeah, I mean that might make it a little simpler. But that said, I think the entire thing is the sort of thing that. I think my plot thread's actually coming together quite nicely. I think I'm almost there.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to figure out some names and some characters and stuff.
Yeah.
I could use a name for the sea hag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
use
Do you
a
guys
name
have
for the sea
a
hag.
name for the sea hag?
I'm going to warn you now. It's all going to be SpongeBob references.
Or Ursula.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want that. But I do need a name for the sea hag. It's not going to be
Leshies.
Janet.
Lily, Helga, Ursula. Yeah, there's Ursula.
And there we go. Tanya,
Lamprey, Cosmo.
Janet, Cosmo.
If you ask for a name, they're going to
Have Cosmo.
Yeah.
Helga, Gretchen, Squidward,
Cold Sue,
Mag, Mucklebones, Grusilda, Karen.
Drusilda.
All right, we got Griselda.
Okay.
I was just waiting for one that clicked as a sea hag name.
All right.
So Griselda the sea hag is a perfectly fine sea hag name.
Okay.
I've got an evil X of Cosmo.
Yeah.
I don't really know
right,
what Cosmo's all about.
Tell Jason some absolute lies about Cosmo's character.
That's
100% false.
That's not going to be very helpful.
His character is not a clown.
Yeah, that's
You're not
fair.
in chat.
I'm assuming. So the way I have to play this is the X.
They say champion of Desna, champion of Avidar, angelic sorcerer. Such a nice guy.
Smells like strawberries.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Cosmo has the most normal character.
We're
All right.
establishing that these are all lies, so he can't smell like
Humble
strawberries. Just
cabbage
remember all this.
salesman.
Yeah, no, I'll remember that he doesn't smell like strawberries. Really useful.
Smooth
Thanks,
operator
chat.
with a lot of games, someone said in chat.
Oh boy. All right.
So Jason's going to have to kind of compile all the big beats of this plot and the interconnected kind of storyline. Maybe we can help him out with just like some details. So like, what are like some like minor sights and sounds people might see in this underwater realm? And these are ones Jason is not mandated to use, but just some ideas might help him out.
So I do have a few things that I might actually need questions on. Okay. This adventure is going to have a boat in it, and that needs a name as well.
What is the name of the boat?
And
everybody?
Bodie McBoatface is not acceptable.
It can't be Bodie McBoatface.
Smell of strawberries.
It could be the
I
sea
assume that's
cat
a boat
again.
name. I love when there's overlap.
Sleepy Sea Cat.
No, I've already used that one.
Belladonna.
Woken sea.
Minnow.
It's a sea tavern is a suggestion.
Shippy Tavern
boat.
boat. Sleepy Sea Dog. Sunken Sea Cat.
The Safe Voyage. That's a good name for a show.
The Risky Venture. The Lost Wash. Whiskey Sea Dog. Tavern Boat. Cheap Booze. The Prancing
Exclamation
Prawn. The
point,
Bowlman. Scarlet
Orca.
Baby.
All right, I'm gonna go with the
Raspberry.
Risky Venture.
Okay.
I like that name.
The Drowning Owlbear.
Oh no.
The
Don't
Albatross.
drown an owlbear. It's just going to make it mad.
All right. What else did you need for this, Jason?
Well, right now I'm actually desperately trying to write down plot elements. So
It's also
continue
possible
to
we
keep
could
talking.
give Jason a little extra time. If,
Yeah.
Or we could give him a little less time. And just
You
count this against him.
could, but I'm going to get that time one way or the other. So feel free to entertain people.
All right.
all right. Chat. We have a second here. So the first person to say draw is going to get to draw on the deck of many things.
That's
yeah,
right.
You can reveal some of the new
draw
effects.
from the deck of many things. Let's see who's the first person who said draw is Author'sdale.
Author'sdale, guess what you drew? It is the Four of Wands, which is the throne.
Oh, that's pretty
Author'sdale,
good.
you've gotten a permanent +4 status bonus to diplomacy checks, and you now own a small castle. So congratulations. You have 1 hour to pick where that castle is, and that's yours. So congratulations. You got a good card.
That's right. That may even be what the Deck of Many Things does in the final book, because this hasn't been through edit. We'll find out.
True. So what are folks most looking forward to seeing as the PCs contend with this adventure? It looks like Jason's going to be under some tight constraints here because it's a relatively short adventure. He's coming up with it on the fly. He knows it's going to be pretty stinky. But
Catfold's Bylar, the Deck of Many Things is not in the core rulebook. It's in the Game Mastery Guide.
That's right. Someone's looking forward to swim checks. That's nothing but excitement there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Wow, it's going to be really interesting to see if any of them actually have athletics, at all.
Hey.
No, that was largely up to Chad.
Yeah, we actually let them pick
So.
all but one of. I think Cosmo got to pick. No, even I think they picked everyone's skills. 100% was chosen by Chad.
Topper Harley's looking forward to the players tormenting Jason.
Okay.
I mean, we've tormented him, so it's only fair the players get.
I feel like we were actually pretty nice to him, even though we talked a big game. Like, this is something that everything fit.
I think we were nicer to him than he realizes at this point.
Yes.
But we'll see how that goes.
That's right.
So how many of you have been here since the beginning and been here for all the character creation sessions and for this one? Let's see, what's a good phrase for them to say? Early adopter. Just type early adopter and just spam the chat.
So Author'sdale was there. Anchor.
Poor Peyton has
Chansey Leg.
Oh, people are looking forward to Disney songs. Do you have the Little Mermaid songbook?
Oh man,
no, I do not.
I think it was at your desk.
Sheppy was here. Stunt Monkey.
Oh, okay, fair
There
enough.
have been a lot of people here. You guys are gonna get to see the fruit of this labor.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to go back to work, but I'm gonna find this when it's up on the videos and watch it in not real time because I have to see what happens.
Oh, how many hero points does the chat get to give to the players? I think we're going to have to leave that one up to Jason. He's not really going to be able to watch the chat much while he's running.
Yeah, no, that everybody's going to start with one, and they have to earn them just like a normal session.
Is there one player that the chat wants to not start with a hero point? I'm just kidding, we're not gonna, that's too mean. Somebody's already got to encounter their evil X. We don't want to.
That's right.
Pain
I think there's a
further.
way for the chat to donate hero points, but unfortunately for them, it only goes to the Oblivion Oath characters, which won't help anybody today.
Yeah, if you want to be nice to Oblivion Oath, that'll work.
Oh, Author's Dale, thanks for gifting those subs to everybody.
That's awesome.
That's really generous.
Can I get a name for Cosmo's Evil X?
A name for Cosmo's Evil X, folks.
What is the name of Cosmo's Evil X?
They're going to suggest it's Cosmo.
This person is going to be traveling with them.
Okay.
All right. They're gonna be traveling with the Cosmos Evil X.
Midge,
Wanda,
Tina,
Child Raspberry,
Hilda, Bobo,
Bobo honestly seems like
Terry, Yolanda, Starfa.
Was Desdemona in there? I think.
Yeah, Desdemona is a good one.
Amanda.
Let's not do that. Peggy.
No, I don't want to
Peggy,
make it.
Broomhilda, Nancy, Yolanda again,
The Killer
Lyra,
Queen,
Astra, Consuela.
Consuela.
Rumble,
Cosmina, Stephanie Plum, Aridin, Melinda.
It's a very common name, actually.
Cosmina again, Sybil, Sam.
Oh, good
Dylan.
Lord.
Frankie, Quundle,
Bert.
Peggy, Jason.
No, it's not going to be Jason.
Aliza Magorda,
Alucard,
Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock.
No, we're not doing
Tyra.
that. Yeah.
Desmina, Jesus, Maleficent, Boberto.
Karen.
I'm going to go Bobra.
Bobra.
Right?
Bobra.
Someone suggested Logan, which we won't be in.
Yeah, no, that's fair, but I'm going to go with Bobra.
Bobra.
I'm assuming.
Bobra.
Yeah, all right,
There's
fine.
no such name as Bobra.
Yeah, all right. I've never heard of it before. All right. Okay. All right. I actually think I have most of my plot all scripted out. I'm gonna have to.
So if you're saying you don't need that, no, but we need time to set up this video.
So the next thing we have to do is we're gonna take a little bit of a break. This one's gonna be a hair longer than the previous ones because we have to set up the play space. So this one's gonna take us 15, 20 minutes somewhere in there, folks. So hang tight, and when we come back, we should have everyone seated, and we'll get the game started.
That's right. And there's your deck.
Yeah, thank you, chat. I'm sure I won't come to regret this idea. All right, folks. See you in a bit.
Bye. Logan and I are gone after this.